guys, quick midweek update. It's just going to be a quick one today. Just want to show you how the fry are getting on more than anything. Also, I'll quickly show you what I've been up to this week. Unfortunately, not been able to do an awful lot on the pond this week because torrential rain most days. But hey, it is autumn. What do you expect? So quickly spin you around, show you how the fry are getting on. I've had them for just short of 3 weeks now. It'll be 3 weeks on Wednesday. So let me spin you around and we can have a look. Right, there you go. So as you can see there, guys, they're doing really well. All still alive, which probably the first year I've ever had a batch of this sort of size, and every single one living. And few unfortunately have developed the old twisted tail now, but that just happens. The water is salted to just over 7%. I've got my old salt meter here, so we'll just check that and make sure. For those people that do decide they do want to salt their ponds or grow on tanks, a salt meter is a must. There we go. I don't know if you can see that there. 7.3% or 0.73 parts per million, however you want to read it. So that's about where I would like it at the moment. But yeah, obviously the salt just helps to take away the toxicity of the nitrite and ammonia that's in there. But what I was saying, when you're salting a tank, aquarium or pond to start off with, it's quite easy to calculate the percentage that you're putting in, because if it's a 1,000 litre tank, then obviously 1 kilo of salt will give you 1%. So that's quite easy. But then any small water changes through, or even just evaporation and topping up, or if you've got trickle in, trickle out, all these variants, it's then very hard to know how much salt is left in the water and how much salt is not, and so how much do you put in next time. So a salt meter is a must. You can then test the water to know how much you've got. What all I do is then just dilute the salt in a high concentrate in a 2 litre bottle, and then just trickle it in little bit every now and then to take it back up after a water change to where I want it. That's how I do mine. Other people do it differently, but a salt meter is a must. But as you can see, they're other than a couple in there with twisted tails, they are all doing extremely fit and healthy. One of them that has got a twisted tail has been swimming around, bless his heart, a little bit weirdly and erratically. I don't know whether that's down to his tail's gone a bit bent at the back, or whether it's just the fact he's not doing great. But as you can see, the majority are all fit, fighting and healthy. The varieties that are coming out, the one in my koi delivery or fry delivery video, I thought was Deutz. Obviously, as you can clearly see, he's right in the front of the camera here. He's clearly not Deutz. He was so small. It was his skin quality was just so amazing. It didn't look like he had any scales on him, but he certainly do. He's a fully scaled kohaku by the look of it. No black, no sumi coming through yet, so I assume he's a kohaku, but at this age it's still quite difficult to tell. One that I thought was a kohaku has now started developing spots of sumi, so obviously a showa or sanki, as he's not got none on his head yet. But yeah, a fair few of the ones that I thought were going to be sorogoi have all started developing orangey brown patches, so obviously not sorogoi, more orchiba. Got some nice orchibas in there, very nice. To be honest, I'm actually really impressed with the quality of what I've got. The last batch of fry I had last year, although as you all know I lost the majority of them, but were nowhere near the quality that I've got from these guys. Again, I'll mention from the Balding Reefer, and you can find him on YouTube. Great chap, worth a watch. But yeah, big vary on sizes, like everybody knows that has had fry. Got some now that are pushing 2.5 inches, and some that are not even an inch. But as you can see from the first video I uploaded, they're a lot more happy now. They like me coming to the front of the tank. They're not scared of me anymore. They will come and say hello. But what I'll do, I'll give them some food. They have already been fed this morning, you wouldn't believe, because they're still looking around for food. But what I've done here, I've mixed the stage 2 food with the stage 3, and also added a bit of the dried Daphnia in there. And what I generally do is, in a medicine cap, about that much, and do that 4 or 5 times a day. The stage 3 is actually sinking food, so that goes straight down. The stage 2 is a sinking food, but a very slow sinking food, so that just kind of trickles down as the filters push it down. Yeah, it's a shame this tank. Every year, I mean, this is the 4th year I've had fry in this fish tank, and every year it gets as cloudy as this. The only thing I can put it down to is lack of UV. The filter I've got under the cabinet is a Fluval 305, more than adequate for the size of the tank, and that's full of Biohome Ultimate, plus obviously the 4 sponges that it comes with. And Biohome Ultimate, for fish tank wise, you can't really get a better media. So once the filters are all up to scratch, this tank can easily handle the 50 fish that's in there. But I bought, let me just spin you around a bit. I bought this little filter last year that's stuck on the side of the tank there, because a YouTube video that I watched, I don't follow the chap, I think he just does aquariums, but yeah, he said this was one of the best mechanical filters that you can get for an aquarium. So I thought I'd give it a try, see if it would keep the tank a bit cleaner, but unfortunately didn't make a difference. This is the first year I've had that, but as you can see, it's still extremely cloudy. All I can put it down to is how fine the food is for fry. Obviously stage 1, stage 2 are just crumbs. They get sucked straight into the filter and start breaking down in the filter. Plus obviously the tank itself doesn't have a UV. I mean, I've even tried in the small filter on the side of the tank there, I've even tried some filter floss, probably the thickest one you can find. It's about an inch and a half thick. I've got a square of that in the top of the small filter there, and hasn't made any difference whatsoever. Change it every other day, because it gets clogged up quite fast. More food than anything, it just gets sucked up the filters. But yeah, they seem to love the food that I've got this year. I've tried somebody else. I bought it on the Bay of E this year. We're out of focus. There we go. But yeah, I just bought a little bag of stage 1, 250 grams, and then a kilo of each of stage 2 and stage 3. There is a little bit of stage 1 left mixed in that bag as well. Because yeah, when they come out, there was some so small. I mean, they could eat the stage 2 no problem, but they were so small. I just thought better get a little bit of stage 1 as well, just to be on the safe side. Out of focus again. But yeah, so generally all uber fit and healthy, all swimming around now. All the stage 3 at the bottom has all been eaten, so they're all chasing the stage 2 around. As I say, it sinks really slowly, so I'm just chasing it around the tank. because there's quite a good flow on this tank. They love playing in that. Surprisingly, for such a little filter, the jet that's coming out of there is probably more powerful than the jets that are coming out of the main filter, and the main filter is supposed to be 1,000 litres an hour. But just to sort of show you how powerful this is, if I lift it up a bit, if I can, without lifting the lid off. I've lifted the lid off now. It is actually slightly more powerful than that, but as you can see, it's now leaking out the back because I've accidentally pulled the lid up. And now I've got my jumper wet. No, can't do this one-handed. Hold on, I'll come back to you. There we go. Got the lid back on now, but as you can see, that's putting out, you know, a fair jet stream there. And to be honest, it really helps clean the waste. Just push it back under the water, just to about there. But yeah, you can't really see it today. Oh, you just about. Obviously, the waste mainly goes down the chute there, and then back up and out the two jets there. But this one, the small filter, just helps circulate the water fast enough that nothing at all settles on the bottom, which is always a bonus. Yeah, so as I say, I haven't done an awful lot outside because as you can see by the drips on the door, it's been very wet the last few days, but I'll show you anyway. Managed to get one of the fence posts out. God, that was hard work. You can see a bit puddly in there today, which is unusual because I don't normally get puddles in my garden. But yeah, it was actually, I don't know whether you can tell there, it was actually about 6 inches deeper than where the floor of the pond was. So yeah, that was certainly fun. Left my tools out yesterday evening because whilst I was digging, the heavens opened, so just ran in because it really did come down last night, and it did not stop until about 9 o'clock this morning. In fact, it was probably around 9:30. So yeah, it's been an extremely wet night. So yeah, not going to get a lot done today because it's just sopping wet, absolutely sopping wet. So I'll leave it there. Just thought I'd let you know how the fry are getting on. Yeah, any questions, hit me up, say hi, and thanks for watching. See you on the next one.